wake up in the middle of the night. It's dead silent, no lights, no phone, no internet, no power. You step outside, and the entire city is pitch black. Stores are shut down, gas stations closed, water not running. The blackout isn't just coming, it's already here. And if you think someone's coming to save you, you're dead wrong. This isn't science fiction. This is a very real threat. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to survive when the grid goes down. No electricity, no running water, no fuel, nothing. This is a real-world guide to surviving a total blackout. Let's get this straight. Our entire modern society depends on a fragile power grid that's over 50 years old. One massive cyber attack, one EMP, one solar flare, even a political conflict, and it's game over for the grid. In 2023 alone, we saw over 300 cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure in the U.S. Let that sink in. $300. Listen, if you're serious about being prepared, there's something you absolutely need. I just dropped a link in the comments to the Ultimate Survival Guide. This is not just some basic checklist. It's a full blueprint that shows you exactly how to survive when the grid goes down. No power, no water, no gas, no excuses. Check the comments, grab it now before it's too late. Texas, California, Florida, rolling blackouts already happening, and that's without an attack. Now imagine if the grid fails nationwide. No refrigeration, no heating, no water pumping, no gas distribution. The food supply chain, gone in 72 hours. Hospitals, done. Emergency services, non-existent. You think this can't happen? Look at what happened in Texas in 2021. Millions left without power for days. People froze to death in their own homes in America. Le plan répertoire is not just a possibility, it's an inevitability. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. When the power goes out, chaos starts. First 24 hours, people stay calm, thinking it's just temporary. After 48 hours, supermarkets are empty, gas stations dry, ATM machines dead, cell towers fail. By 72 hours, people become desperate. Looting starts, violence follows. People you thought were good neighbors become dangerous. And the scariest part, you won't be able to call for help. Police, fire, EMS, they're overwhelmed or gone. This is when the real survival starts. This is when the preppers were right all along. Now, let's get serious. Here's how you survive when the grid goes down. Step 1. Water. Without water, you die in 3 days. City water relies on electric pumps. When the power's gone, so is your tap. You need to store water now. Minimum, 1 gallon per person per day. But long-term, you need filtration. Gravity-fed systems like Berkey, Alexa Pure, or even DIY sand filters. Don't trust local sources without purification. Bacteria will kill you faster than starvation. Step 2. Power. Forget about the grid. You need backup. Solar generators like Jackery, Bluetti, or EcoFlow can keep your essentials alive. Lights, radios, medical devices. But listen, solar isn't enough for heavy use. You need fuel, propane, gasoline, or diesel stored safely, and EMP-protected generators if you really want to go next level. Step 3. Food. The supermarket will be empty in 48 hours. Fact. You need shelf-stable food. Freeze-dried, canned goods, rice, beans, minimum 90 days per person. But smart. Preppers go for 6 months or more. Learn to cook off-grid. Rocket stoves, propane grills, solar ovens, and if you're a real outdoorsman, trapping, fishing, foraging becomes life-saving. Step 4. Security. I won't sugarcoat it. When the blackout hits, people get violent. You need security, firearms, ammunition, and the skills to use them. Shotguns for home defense, rifles for perimeter, handguns for carry, but gear isn't enough. Mindset is key. Harden your home, reinforce doors, set up motion sensors. Have patrol schedules with family or neighbors. This is not paranoia. This is survival. Step 5. Community. Lone wolves don't survive long. Build a tribe, family, trusted neighbors, like-minded friends. Share skills. One knows medical, another knows mechanics, another is good with security. Together you stand. Alone, you fall. Here's what kills most people during a blackout: waiting too long to prepare, trusting the government will save you, believing your neighbors won't turn desperate, underestimating how fast water runs out, forgetting about sanitation. When toilets don't flush, disease explodes. Listen carefully. Your biggest threat isn't the blackout itself, it's dehydration, disease, violence, and panic. If you wait until the lights go out, well, it's already too late. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. The blackout is coming, whether it's cyber attacks, EMP, natural disasters, or economic collapse. And when it does, only two kinds of people will exist: survivors and victims. Which one are you? Start now. Check your water, check your food, get your generator, stock fuel, harden your home, train with your firearms, build your tribe, because when the grid goes down, you'll have only what's in your hands. No one's coming, no one's saving you. It's up to you. Stay alert, stay prepared, stay alive.
Are you one of them? Really? While you might think you can get by with the resources in your local area, this is not always the case. In the event of a natural, civil, economic, or man-made disaster, the utilities and other services that you take for granted may instantly become unavailable, leaving you to fend for yourself. If you're not prepared ahead of time, you may not be doing all that you can do for yourself and for your family. But thankfully, preparing for the unexpected is easier and cheaper than you may think. But you need to start now. I mean, look at what's happening around you now. Even though you might not want to think about it, the what-if possibilities in life and all, the more you can consider what's possible, the more you can prepare for what is fairly unlikely. And there's a pretty long list of bad things which could happen. Natural disasters like tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunami, wildfires, blizzards, ice storms, drought, floods, etc., etc. And then health disasters like the flu or any new virus pandemic, disease or outbreak, or any other fatal epidemics. Then there's man-made civil or economic disasters such as terrorist attacks, wars, nuclear meltdowns, cyber attacks, blackouts, riots, on and on and on. When a disaster takes place, well, usually the unmanageable will happen. You don't have basic utilities, such as water or electricity, leaving you unable to cook your food, wash yourself, or if it's wintertime, no electricity will put you in danger of freezing inside your own home. You can't go to the store because the stores are closed or empty or being looted, and without provisions, your home stockpile of food will become sparse, and soon you will face starvation. And in case of an earthquake, a major flooding, or martial law, you won't be able to drive anywhere to get help. The streets will be closed or unprotected. Or your car may be out of gas. No gas station will be open to sell you gas. You get the idea. Everything will come to a stack of cards, crumbling, and the world that you know today will not be totally different from the devastated world of tomorrow. And while many power outages and other disruptions in your everyday services may be uncomfortable, they could very well last for weeks or months or even years. So you gotta have a plan B. But what will you do if there is no plan B and you don't have a clear idea about when you might get your services back? This is a bit of reality check for most families, in all honesty. While you may want to do anything that you can do for your family, you might not have the supplies or the plan in place to ensure the health and safety of everyone that lives in your home. Today, I want to help you figure out how to start planning and start preparing for the unthinkable. If you're feeling badly about not being prepared, you're not alone. And most importantly, it's not your fault, as you've been always lulled by the government or the media into false sense of security that everything will be fine, as if it's magic. Now, just because you're not the only one who's unprepared doesn't mean that you can count on someone else to help you out. But since you're probably one of many who may be still unprepared, then you need to focus more on getting yourself prepared, or else you might end up not getting any help at all when the disaster strikes. Pretty much everyone will be on their own. So, what can you do about it, you ask? Well, today, things are finally about to change for you. I don't want you to go through what my grandparents-in-law had to go through. And I don't want you to be left alone with no food, no water, medicine, or shelter. I don't want you to be afraid at all. Instead, I want you to be fully prepared and equipped with a skill set that not many Americans have. I want you to be truly safe and to be able to get through anything with the peace of mind that everything that you care for, you, your family, your house, your pets, even your car or boat, will still be there long after a crisis will pass. And that's why I've gathered all my 27 years worth of survival knowledge together, everything I've learned firsthand about coping with disaster from those who actually survived hurricanes, earthquakes, and virus pandemics. All the do's and don'ts coming from military professionals, and put them into a series of easy to follow and ready to implement survival guides that anyone can use immediately in order to secure themselves and their loved ones. And I've called this the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack. The only survival guide which will melt fear and doubt from your heart and give you the absolute power to make it through any virus, flu, or pandemic crisis, and really any other crisis as well. But before I reveal exactly what you're going to get in the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack, let's take a look at what Ron from Texas had to say. Frank, this guide is incredible. My wife and I got it yesterday. We couldn't put it down. We finished the whole thing in one day and had no idea how unprepared we were, and that scared us to death. But then, as I got further on in your guides, the fear started to melt away, just like you said. I just took those simple steps and suggested, now, I don't worry about the pandemic at all. Here's another one from Henry J. from the state of Indiana. Frank, I was a complete fool. For so many months, I listened only to people who had no idea what they were talking about. I thought I was prepared, but every day I'd find out that there was still something missing, that there was one more thing that I didn't think of. I didn't know what to do anymore. Then I got your guides. It was like a miracle. Now I can finally say that I am fully prepared. I've gone from no survival skills whatsoever to full expert survivalist in no time. And finally, I'm sure that whatever will come, I'll be among the survivors. And that's just a few of hundreds of emails that I get every day. Okay, so let me tell you what exactly you're going to get in the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack. Well, first of all, I've decided an essential survival guide pack comprised of 3 parts. First, you get the short-term survival guide. In survival, there's a basic rule of 3s, which says you can live without air for 3 minutes, water for 3 days, and food for 3 weeks. Many survival experts also say that you can live without critical thinking for about 3 seconds. This means that if you don't have something readily available, panic might set in, and in just 3 seconds, you could lose your life. Live by the rule of 3s, and you'll be one of the ones that makes it through the survival situation without too much discomfort. The worst case scenario faced by those who play it by ear is that soon the provisions and stocks they've made eventually will run out quicker than anticipated. In such a situation, without any way or means to restock your supplies, your survival rate drops like a rock in a single-digit range, leaving the safety of your home to forage for any resources that you may find. Facing possibly contaminated areas, looters, or any other unknown dangers is a scenario that anyone must absolutely avoid. So, just as in any news situation, the more planning you do now, the less worrying and the less stress you'll have during an actual emergency or a true disaster. With the short-term survival guide, you'll learn everything you need to know how to survive from the very beginning. From how to prepare your own 72-hour survival kit with water, food, shelter, medicine, warmth, lighting, power sources, fuel, and tools, to how to secure transportation or how to communicate with others if the telephone lines stop working. Plus, you'll master essential first aid skills and, best of all, how to prepare and plan for unknown threats during crisis escalation. But that's not even the best part yet. The second part of the Essential Survival Guide pack deals with how to prepare for a full home lockdown in case of pandemics like the new flu pandemic, for example. Governments urge people to stay indoors in small areas. This is the common sense thing to do. But if you're not fully prepared, soon your home may turn into a deadly prison. In this report, you'll master the ultimate tactics for defending your home in case you'll need to quarantine and isolate yourself for long periods of time. Please take a second and think about this. Is your home really ready to support you through a major crisis? Preparing for the end of the world as we know it has become an increasing concern for many people around the globe. The full home lockdown is a guide for people who have already started preparing for the worst case scenario, but want to do a bit further with home protection. Your home may be protected from a one-time burglary, a break-in, or a minor natural disaster.